Hi, welcome, Sheila.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate this.
I just wanted to reach out and start talking about all things spiritual and have those open spiritual conversations to help people to feel comfortable with um, moving in their spiritual journey and finding out the different things that are out there and being just open.
Hmm.
And if you just want to talk a little bit about what you do and open that for people.
Okay. Okay, thanks again, Smith. I really do appreciate this. As you can see, my name is Reverend Sheila Black, and I've known Sam for several years now, and I'm really honored to be able to be part of this. So thanks again. So what I do, I'm a spiritualist minister. I was ordained about six years ago now. I'm a practicing medium and a healer. So it's really important for people to get more comfortable using this kind of platform with Zoom and Skype and all those other online platforms, because right now with the social distancing and everyone at home, Zoom has been wonderful to bring people together, like what we're doing right now. And I've been doing a lot of readings during this time, and it's really no different than it is when you're in person, because basically it's myself as a conduit and spirit and the recipient. There's always a three-way communication, and it really doesn't matter if the person's in front of you or whether it's on the telephone or whether it's via Zoom. And I actually like Zoom better than telephone because it's kind of nice to see the person and have a bit of a connection. And also with Zoom, you can record it and send the session to the person afterwards. So it's been good. I've been using Zoom even years, for a couple of years, I've been using Zoom just for more people who are out of the country. I did a couple of ladies in Mexico and Northern Ontario, and it's just nice to be able to have this opportunity. And with what's going on lately with the COVID, it's everything is on Zoom for the past month or so. So I've been doing, like I said, a lot of readings via Zoom, and I've been doing a lot of healing. And the healing is also same idea. It's the same thing. Basically, I'm a channel of spirit. I basically become hollow bone is a native way of saying it, but I become a clear channel for spirit to come through me and to go to the recipient. And whether the recipient is in person again or whether it's distance, I've been spending a lot of time this last month actually connecting with a lot of people who are in need with healing. I've been volunteering, doing a lot of healing work with a lot of different people. And again, it's not much different than it is whether it's in person. It's all about intention as well. I have a home practice where I do my mediumship and my healing, and it's nice to have the healing in person because I do other modalities. I also include sound and scent. I work with crystals, and I do all kinds of things. I use etheric weaver to help clear the chakras, and so I kind of like to do the healing in person. A lot of people come. Some people come just for the reading, and then I do the healing, and they're like, "Wow, that was great." And they want to come back for the healing because everyone has a lot of anxiety, especially now. But a lot of people need help, and I'm very happy that I can do this. I've been working as a full-time medium and healer and spiritualist minister for, like I said, about full-time for about 5 years now. I worked in the corporate world for 30 years, and actually I had a bad car accident, and from that date I ended up leaving the company that I was with, and after healing and spending some time healing, I was able to start to do this basically full time. I love what I do. I love helping people. I love connecting with people, and I really feel like I'm doing what I should be doing. That's what and actually as a spiritualist minister too, I also do a lot of weddings, and I do some funerals, and I do a lot of counseling, and that's where I say I do, like the last month or so, I've been doing a lot of counseling, a lot of healing work with people. I've been doing discounted readings for people just so they can connect with their loved ones and not feel so alone during this time. So I hope that answers the question there.
That's wonderful. And I guess, do you want to talk a little bit more about like what a session would kind of look like?
Sure, sure. So my sessions are for an hour, usually especially if they're in person. Even on the phone, they're generally an hour, give or take. And the person would come in, and I'm actually in my healing room here, and I have a massage table not that I do massages, but I have them lay on the massage table, and then I work around the body and I do the healing. I go into a bit of a trance state when I start the healing, and that's when spirit can go through me and connect to the person that I'm working with. And I don't generally really try to do anything. I'm just a clear channel for spirit to work through me in a bit of an altered state. And I spend about 10 minutes maybe just having my hands on the person and just sending that beautiful energy to that person. Then I walk around the body, and like I said, I use crystals. I put some crystals on the body, on the main chakras, and I work on with the etheric weaver. It helps to clear the energy blockages. Walk around the body. I may use singing bowls. I may use tinctures, rain sticks, whatever. I also do a bit of shamanic healing too. So I also have some shamanic tools that I use. And then it depends on the person. Like sometimes the healing could take 20 minutes. Sometimes spirit will say they need a little bit longer, maybe 30 minutes. And then I basically tell the people what I pick up, what spirit tells me through the body, through a lot of it's emotional stuff that people are carrying. A lot of it, sometimes it is physical as well. And then from that point on, then we start to see who from the spirit world wants to say hi to the person, my client that comes in. And generally, it's usually the person they want. Like I can't 100% guarantee it, but basically 99 point whatever percent, usually the people they want do come in. Usually they're actually almost waiting for them to show up. And generally, I also open it up to questions if they have any, just life issues that they want to ask about. But it's funny, usually the way it works, that spirit always knows what's best for that person, and they usually already answer all the questions before the session's over. So it's about a half a healing and half a reading, depending. And again, sometimes people will come back for the healing part, and people do come back for readings too, but I don't recommend to come like all the time for readings. I feel like people need to grieve and to really connect with their loved ones on the other side. And I don't really want them to be like needing to go to a medium. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it's important to show that their loved one is safe and their loved one is still around them, and give them the messages of hope and inspiration. And then I feel like they need to do a little bit of their own work as well, which, as you know, I teach classes too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I teach people, right?
I love Sheila's mediumship classes.
Well, thank you, Samantha. Okay. And you're an awesome medium yourself, so thank you. And a great healer too. But the mediumship, I love teaching, actually. I love doing everything that I do. I have a bit of a variety, which is wonderful. But the teaching part, I love that part almost the best, I think, because I love to see people be empowered to be able to do this themselves. And I know I've had some students who were almost afraid of their own shadow. And then at the end of, maybe a year of doing classes bi-weekly, they have so much confidence, and they're able to connect with their own loved ones. One of my students lost their son, and she was in heavy grief. And then at the end of, I'm not sure how long she was with me, about a year probably, but she was able to communicate with her own son and be able to give some messages of love to her own family, right? Like not everybody that takes classes wants to be a full-time medium, but some people just want to have a connection to source and know that they're not alone. Connect to their own family, their own guides, their own angels. And it just gives me so much joy to see people when they can connect with their own guides, their own angels, and their own family in the spirit world. It's wonderful. It really, truly is.
Beautiful. It's beautiful that that people are able to know that they can do that. And sometimes we have a better connection after they've passed than sometimes when we had while they were here.
Absolutely.
Which is beautiful.
Absolutely. That can totally happen. Yeah, so it's lovely to see people to learn and to grow under their own space and their own, like, it's a very, as you know, the classes that I do, I like to have some fun, because a lot of, even though we're dealing with people who have passed over, they don't always want us to be sad. They want us to have some joy in our lives. So it's not always doom and gloom. It can be funny sometimes, and it's really great to have that. And I think it's just a wonderful thing for everyone to do. And people talk about whether you're born with it or whether you can learn to be medium. And some people really truly believe you have to have a gift to be born with it. I think it's no different than really playing the piano. Some people come into the world and they have this natural gift to play the piano. But if you take a lot of lessons and you practice, you can also play the piano, right? And it's no different than mediumship. I feel like if you have the desire and you really, really want to do this and you take the time and the dedication, I believe anyone can do this. Personally, I really, truly believe that.
Awesome. Awesome. And what is your daily spiritual practice?
Okay, well, right now it's a little bit different with what's going on with COVID, but every day right now I'm always making sure I'm doing something physical every day to help reduce some of the stress that's going on. And every day I'm sitting with spirit every single day, whether or not it's in my own personal meditation or whether I'm doing readings for people. I also do trance work, which is when you're going to a deeper state with spirit. I do that myself as well. I always feel that we need to connect with spirit every single day. Meditation is key for people. It's we need to quiet our mind before we can receive the messages from spirit. If we're too busy worrying or too busy, actually sometimes if you're too busy trying, that can happen too. You try, and I really want to do it so badly, but you're blocking yourself because you try too hard. That can happen. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just important to meditate and become quiet, spend the time in quiet, whether or not you like to meditate with quiet music or silence. I recommend if you're just starting, maybe you can have a guided meditation just to kind of keep your brain occupied. But I personally like to meditate usually in silence or quiet music, and I love to meditate as I walk, actually. Mm-hmm. Mother Earth energy is very important to me. I do connect with the native traditions and customs. I'm actually a sun dancer as well, which is Lakota teachings, which maybe is another interview another time. Mm-hmm. But I really do connect with Mother Earth energy, and I like to like Friday I was down the creek and I was hugging trees and breathing in the fresh air and sitting quietly on a rock by the water and meditating. It's beautiful.
Totally beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the best way to connect. And I was just actually writing a blog yesterday on connecting in nature and how we end up being our true authentic self when we're in nature, just like nature is its true authentic self.
Absolutely. And as we know right now, nature is, Mother Earth is really resting and getting restored during what's going on. And it's really important that we respect and honor Mother Earth as well. That is something, again, that resonates with me.
Absolutely.
And I guess with Zoom too, we've been doing I've been doing lots of the classes. I've been teaching the classes still on Zoom, and it works basically the same. As you know, you've been taking some of the classes, and I've also been doing the church services. I'm an ordained minister, which I said, and I'm on the board with the Healing Spirit congregation in Georgetown. And for the past 5 weeks, I've been running Zoom services from my home. And last week we had 56 people online.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's great. And we're able to reach out to people who maybe couldn't get there because of distance or they don't drive. So a lot of people are really enjoying the Zoom, actually.
Yeah. And that's Georgetown, Ontario, for anybody who's interested.
Yes. And it's at the healingspirit.ca is the webpage, and you can go there and check out more information on the services. We also have a Facebook page as well.
Perfect. And we'll put those in the comments as well, so people can find you and can find the Healing Spirit. And
okay, good. Thank you. Perfect. And my webpage is be1withspirit.com. So if you wanted to check out my webpage to see more information on some comments, some feedback from some of my clients, whether it be students or clients who've come for readings and healings, or whether it's brides and grooms from the weddings I've done, you can go on my be1withspirit.com and just check it out.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Samantha. It's been so awesome to connect with you.
You too. Thanks so much.
And thanks for taking the time. Be safe.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.